Since you guys ended up matching, have you gone on a date?
Unfortunately, not.
Okay, why not?
Yeah, let's talk about it. Why not?
Okay, you want to take it off?
You can start.
Oh, okay, let's
Yeah,
start over
please
here.
start.
Well, we made arrangements on Thursday to have brunch on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe it was set for like 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
And I believe I reached out to her on Saturday to see if she wanted me to send a driver to her. I felt like that'd be nice. So we had reservations at Global Ambassador at one
Nice.
o'clock. So she didn't reply until 12:55 the next day. And she said she was gonna be late and that she had just seen the text and she thought she replied and this, that, and the other. But at that point, it was too late in my
Okay.
eyes.
Okay. Alicia?
Okay, so yeah, we had chit chatted throughout the week, and he would ask me like, "Are you busy?" Blah blah blah. And of course, yeah, he sent that text. I'm running out the door, and I didn't answer. I didn't like leave him hanging,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't. I sent him the audio message like, "Hey, I'm gonna be like 5 minutes late. I'm on my way." And then when I go and check, I'm like, "Oh shoot, I didn't text him back." So I'm not gonna say I'm ditzy, but I'm like, "Hey, I'm on my way there." Blah blah blah. So like he said, at 12:55, I'm on my way to the Global Ambassador. His red receipts are on. He reads it, sees that I'm here. You can hear in the audio message, I'm obviously in my car driving, and he just leaves it on red. So then, mind you, I'm driving, going. I don't live that far. And then I get there and I'm like, hey, just parked in valet, right? So I'm like driving, I'm not totally on my phone.
Yeah.
I just assumed, like, out of good nature, I got up, I went to work last night, got up, got ready, went, that he was just going to meet me there. Like, we had confirmed the date like 3 times already. I
Okay.
understand that that was my fault that I didn't respond to that text, but at this point we had like 3 confirmations. So I just assumed maybe that's me that we were going to show up.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, he left the messages on red, didn't respond. I went, I hung out at the restaurant for like 15 minutes and said, gonna pack her up. Yeah, so no show.
Okay. So the reservation was for 1 o'clock. You left 12:55. About what time would you say you got there?
Well, I got there probably like 1:05, 1:10. But
Okay.
I hit him up like, hey, blah, 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 I'm leaving my house right now. That's when the message was sent at 12:55.
Okay. Okay. So was there confirmation prior to, this date?
I mean,
Like she
yeah,
said, you
but
guys had
like
like,
but like I said, I text on Saturday,
so from
asking her about
Saturday.
it wasn't any. So
Okay.
it was like, nah, if you can't communicate, it's kind of pointless.
Okay. Got it. And so you said you did receive the message and you thought you texted him back, but it just didn't go through,
I'm
or
just on the way out the door, didn't press send, like
no,
rushing
on
late for work.
Saturday when he like sent
Yeah,
another.
I forgot to respond and had the whole text typed and
Uh-huh.
then sent him an audio message like, hey Siri, send so and so a message. And then
Okay.
I open it because I'm like, oh, he didn't respond. It's like 1:05, I'm on the way. And then I look and then I like, okay, I didn't send it. The whole message is typed out, but then everything's getting red, red, red. So he's sitting there like
Reading.
watching me say, and I understand what he's saying, like, okay, you didn't confirm, I'm not gonna go. That makes sense. Like, I'll give that to you. But I thought it was just silly to leave me on red. You could have just texted me back and been like, "Oh, girl, I'm not coming." Like, you didn't confirm. I thought
Mm,
that could have just been the respectable thing.
okay.
Because I thought that was weird that you didn't respond, but you're telling people that I ghosted you in Phoenix. But you didn't respond to the last text, so that's kind of weird.
I mean, you
Uh-oh.
responded a whole day later. So do you really call that responding?
It was less than 24 hours. This is your thing. I think you're very picky about times. That is one of the things. You've been very particular and picky about time, few instances that we had.
Okay.
Just like we had known each other 72 hours, and then remember that phone call we had?
Which one? Go ahead and let everybody else know.
Yeah, we only had one phone call.
Okay.
What
That was one.
happened?
I could grab the call on
But
if
it
you'd
was a
like me to
few
grab it.
times that I called.
That is
Then
inaccurate. You
yeah,
gaslit
it
me on the phone
was.
about that,
It
and
was a few times that I
I'll go
called,
get the
and
phone. I
I
got the
mean,
screenshots. You
and I
called
got the
me.
text messages,
Yeah, we have all the information. So do
all
you want to
of
hash
it.
it out?
I mean, if we have to.
I just thought it was weird. Okay, so let's run it back so we could clarify for the audience and for you as well.
Yeah, please.
There had been a phone call, right? Roughly 72 hours. So from the very jump, it was hard to confirm the date of the date from the beginning because you
I
kept
agree.
saying, I'll let you know tomorrow. Then
I
tomorrow
did.
came, and then you let me know tomorrow.
But then once
Oh,
Thursday came, I told you I had reservations, and it was set.
absolutely.
Sunday, 1 o'clock, Global Ambassador.
Okay, but that's not the phone call I'm talking about. I'm
But
talking about
Thursday, it was set though. You're talking about from when we did the show originally all the way up until Thursday. we went back and forth, kind of trying to
We
figure out
did go back and
about the
forth on the
date or
phone.
whatever. But Thursday came and it was set 1 o'clock. I told you I had the
That's not what
reservations.
I'm talking about. We went back and forth and why I think you're picky.
Okay,
I just see
let's hear
like
about the
we just
call.
don't get along. I think that's what it really comes down to.
Oh my God. Let me take the first crack at this. This is a classic example of listening to respond rather than listening to comprehend. Unfortunately, there was a lot of breakdown in communication. Yes, we met on the show, we connected, we exchanged numbers, we we text back and forth. Obviously, you know that that gentleman is busy. He owns three separate businesses in two separate states, so he's obviously strapped for time, and he's trying to, curate a date and an experience, right? But he also needs to make sure that he can make that time. So Thursday come, they go back and forth, etc. He says, I got reservations, I got the spot at this time, list location, etc. This is Thursday. Now that's 3 days in advance, right? And in that time, right, you want to also confirm because things happen. Life be lifing and things happen. You just want to make sure to confirm that nothing has happened and plans haven't changed. That is typically what every responsible adult. Before you go to your doctor's office, they always send you just a reminder. You have an appointment on Friday at 2 o'clock. Can you still keep this appointment? No different. We're just being time conscious because I'm sure he could be somewhere else, or he could be meeting with another client or doing something else. He obviously clearly values his time, and that was communicated from me from the beginning of the video. He's obviously busy. He's obviously time conscious because he doesn't want to go there and waste his time. So you not responding promptly and being, how you say, dipsical, but that's really more of an excuse. The day comes, why not pick up the phone and call rather than text? We have to get out of this texting, thumb thugging culture. Pick up the phone. Hey, my apologies. This happened the other day. And yes, I will be there this Sunday at 1 o'clock at this location. That is the simplest way. You got to wait until you curate a message, then have Siri correct it for you. What are we doing? Are we afraid to really talk to people and really connect with them intimately on the phone and just tell them, like, hey, my bad. Like, I really meant to reach out. This is what happened. I will certainly be there on Sunday. That didn't happen. He obviously didn't get a confirmation. He didn't show up. He went assuming that he was still going to keep the date, and she was also late at that. Mind you, going back to the time conscious perspective, right? And towards the end, she was trying to gaslight him and bring things up like, "Oh, you're just very picky, or you're very time conscious and stuff like that." This is the classic example of what we were talking about the other night on King Talk. Gentlemen, stop negotiating with these women. Your standard is your standard. Grow a backbone. If you make plans and you make a reservation, keep it. If they're unable to make it, communicate effectively why you can't make it and can we rearrange for another time or date. It is simple as that. Stop negotiating with these women. This is where a lot of you guys go wrong. I would have never negotiated this back and forth and waiting. I'm gonna be no, love. You only get one shot and one opportunity at a first impression. If I made the commitment and the time and put my best foot forward to curate a date, to set everything up, only for you not to effectively communicate, and then you show up late and just say, "Oh, I'm dipsy," like that's not good. You know what I'm saying? That's not a lasting, because what happens is you let that little ripple effect happen and then a little bit more and a little bit more. Then once you get into the crux of the relationship, this thing is a huge issue. And now it shows up in every single facet. And now we're wondering why we're arguing, why we're going back and forth, why we're having problems. Well, clearly she communicated to you in the beginning that she doesn't value or respect your time because she didn't communicate effectively, right? And she clearly doesn't have a good sense of time management, and she also wasn't even accountable. She didn't even apologize to this incident. So again, it goes down to communication. It's basic fundamentals about trying to make sure that people are in alignment with each other. So are you?
I mean, I agree. I think that the least she could have done was when she saw that the text had not gone through, or at least, hey, I'll see you later on today, like the early morning text. Because I'm gonna tell you this, I know y'all like to have y'all phones connected to you. I may have it on here. Half the time I don't even know where my phone is. Okay, so if you call me at night, the night before, it is possible you may not get a response because one, I may be asleep. Two, not even by my phone. That is so possible. But I do have enough to know to say, hey, I look at my phone every morning, right? To make sure I didn't miss, or maybe in the middle of the night. I'm not gonna call you in the middle of the night because that's just rude. But I may hit you up in the next morning, like, because I'm a morning person. So I may wake up, hey, good morning. I'm looking forward to seeing you this afternoon. I apologize. And then at that point, I would have seen that I missed your text. I'm like, my apologies. Hope we're still on. That wasn't on purpose. And like you said, even make a phone call, because that was a text that I missed, right? So at that point, I have to take the communication a step further and be like, oh my God, call him, like, my bad. Now, if he doesn't want to answer my calls, I'm missing that would be kind of immature within itself, because not everybody's attached to their phone. But I think that she went wrong by not, contacting him the next morning, or even looking to see, because everybody checks that. People check their phone at some point, right? Even me, especially in the morning. Hey, my apologies.
I think that she was lying. I think that she absolutely ignored this man. I think that, yes, I think that she absolutely ignored this man.
Well, why would she do that though?
I just think that she thinks that she's more than what she is. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm a veteran and I served in the Navy, and I don't know any veteran that acts like that. Now, we have some beautiful women, but she's putting on a facade that she thinks is attractive to men, but it isn't attractive to him. And I think that that's another one of those social media personalities that she's like somehow thinks that men think that that's okay and that's attractive. But I think that she did all of that at the last minute. She totally ignored that man, and she thought he was going to be okay with it, and he wasn't, and he shouldn't have been.
Yeah. Do you think that's because of an interest level? Like, she really is not interested in him?
Yeah, she's very superficial. Like, so when I think in the beginning there was a comment where she said, "Oh, I didn't care, that they thought I was on OnlyFans," because she probably is. Like, she's very much so giving OnlyFans, and we can't ignore that. So that's just
what about her gives OnlyFans though?
Everything.
Like what?
I seen her and she said content creator. I'm saying she's busting it wide open on the internet.
Shut up.
I don't see that. I mean, I think when I see a content creation, I think that's called adult content creation. I guess
that heifer's busting it wide.
We don't know that. I don't know that for a fact.
No, we don't. We don't.
In 4K.
One thing that we know for sure, and I don't know if anybody else said this, but one thing we know for sure is that Shorty didn't like dude. She didn't like the guy at all.
Yeah, probably so.
And I would blame the guy for not being real with himself and acknowledging that before he booked this 5-star restaurant. Because if the communication is poor immediately after you guys leave wherever they was at, then that immediately should be a red flag. So why even waste your time with it? So
but it seemed like they were both. They really stressed me out watching that clip. They
were just not compatible. That was a no-go. That was
dude definitely looked he looked uninterested in not only being there, but even just having the conversation. So I'm sure, from I can only assume, she probably saw he was tall, whatever. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna keep my balloon. But then once they started talking, she was like, "Oh no, I'm not feeling this dude."
But they only had one conversation on the phone. That's the part that
That's
You
what I'm
only had one
saying.
conversation, and then
Sometimes that's all you need is one conversation.
Yeah.
But with that one conversation, he went ahead and just booked a reservation without even getting confirmation from her. They hadn't spoken, and then when they do speak, it's, oh, I got a reservation for us. Like, okay, that was
It was just
weird from the
bad
beginning.
altogether. Everything
Yeah,
about that damn relationship was bad.